Really, I did not. I only saw from the clips that were going around.
On social media.
Yeah.
So Zaha says she witnessed it
Live. Yeah.
She was there.
She was there.
That traumatized her.
It can be traumatizing.
Because I can imagine we're running, maybe it's me and you, we're running in the streets, and then suddenly somebody's down.
Yeah, it is very traumatizing.
It's traumatizing.
I can imagine how it can feel especially for last week's protest, where Boniface was shot by that police officer. The person who was with him, maybe he was selling masks, and you saw the clip of that woman crying, picking up his. She was with him.
The business with him. They were together.
It is really traumatizing to just see your friend, your co-worker,
someone who was close to you. You know, it's really traumatizing. I think these people need what can I call it? Counseling. These people who actually witness these things need counseling. But right now, we are actually witnessing the same, because right now people are just taking clips with their
phones.
So you're seeing
everything's digital.
Everything is digital. We're seeing it through our phone. We might not be there physically, but we're actually seeing it. And watching some of these clips for long
can be traumatizing. Even watching them
mentally.
So I see here that counties are to get 30.8 billion shillings before the end of the financial year. Let me read that. Say that the National Treasury has committed to disburse Kenya shillings 30.83 billion in outstanding equitable share allocations to county governments for May and June by Friday, June 27th, 2025. So let's wait and see. Maybe this, at least, when counties are given money by the nation, maybe they're able to do some roads, fix some roads,
drainage and all that.
We need that, especially in Nairobi, where when there's heavy downpour, the roads are impassable. That needs to be fixed. The roads are really impassable.
Okay, so on the issue of Ojwang's murder, which actually caused a lot of anger, pain. Let me read something on that. OCS and 5 others have been charged with Ojwang's murder. Let me read that. So Central Police Station boss Samson Talam and 5 others have been charged with the murder of teacher and blogger Albert Ojwang. Director of Public Prosecutions Renson Ingonga approved the murder charges against Mr. Talam and police constables James Mukwana and Peter Kimani, as well as John Gige Gitau, Jean Amitra Bao, and Brian Waniki Njue. Actually, I'm sure many Kenyans have been waiting for justice. For Albert Ojwang's justice after whatever happened, because it actually was pretty controversial.
It was.
The people who we expected to actually stand up and protect us
are the ones killing people.
So this is something that people are really crying for, and that justice would actually be served. And as you can see, something is actually, at least we're seeing something is actually happening. It's not like they're saying tomorrow we'll do this, tomorrow, and then they don't. They actually. So we are actually seeing something. At least the dad and the family members, at least wanasema,
It's actually concerning to see, when Mr. Ojwang died, they first started with lies, which is really concerning, claiming that he hit his head on a wall until he died, and then when the autopsy came out, he was actually beaten to death. So why they were trying to cover up that murder?
True.
The good thing is when the autopsy came out, the truth was out there, and that's how they're able to try and get justice for Ojwang. And I really do hope that the family gets justice, because that is really sad.
So the 6 were presented before the High Court in Kibera yesterday. However, the suspects did not plead to the charges, as 2 of them did not have lawyers to represent them.
I thought the state offers, the nation offers, a state lawyer.
So Mr. Ojwang was killed on the night of June 7 to 8 at Central Police Station, a few hours after he was picked from his parents' home in Homa Bay County and driven to Nairobi.
This is really sad. Okay, I don't exactly get why. pointing out your opinion or airing out your opinion
would cause your
you to
life.
get arrested.
It would cost your life.
And unless it's against the law, or rather, sometimes there can be things like defamation, which may cause you to face some legal issues,
or something that would spike what can I say, protest or something, like something that would disrupt the peace of the nation.
That does not warranty death, though. It just arrested and trial, so that you're able to go through the right system, the right way,
the way as it should be. So Ojwang was taken all the way from his home all the way to Nairobi, which was really questioning, like what would cause him to be taken
from Homa Bay
all the way from Homa Bay to Nairobi. While the killing sparked protesters, Kenyans called for resignation of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, who had filed a complaint that led to Ojwang's arrest.
Okay, so here that the budget shortfall will stall by elections, IEBC says. That is a very concerning headline right there. Says that at least 6 by-elections are hanging in the balance as the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission grapples with a budget shortfall of over 292 million.
So IEBC are having a budget shortfall.
Says further compounding on the Commission's financial woes are pending bills amounting to 3.7 billion. This is actually very concerning, considering that it's 2025, 2026, and 2027 elections.
It's not that it's that far.
Yeah, it's not really
around the corner.
Because time really flies if you think about it. So in a blink of an eye, we are going to be in 2027 preparing for our elections. And IEBC says that they are falling short on the budget. Yesterday we read on the newspaper the statement, the video, the statement that said 2027 there won't be any elections, which this can really, it does.
About that. And let me ask, there is the budget that is being given, money allocated to, what did you say, the counties?
There's money being allocated to the counties, yes.
I don't know if also money should be allocated to
IBC. It should, because now it's really concerning when the body for elections don't have money to actually do the elections.
It's like going to a school, you're going to study, but they don't have the resources.
Exactly.
They don't have the classrooms, they don't have the books,
It's really concerning.
It's really concerning. So the person who loves trade, maybe you're a business person and all that, so there is a Rwanda-Kenya Trade Week. It's supposed to be on 25th to 27th June 2025. Mark your calendars. It's at Kigali Paramount Hotel in Rwanda.
Wow.
So you're going all the way to Rwanda. Book those flights. Book those flights to Rwanda. So Rwanda country is to rank among Africa's top countries for ease of doing business. Actually, didn't even know that Rwanda was actually on top in terms of business. To do business, making it an increasingly attractive destination for foreign direct investment. Join us in discovering the future of trade and investment in the promising East Africa Trade Hub. So welcome to the Rwanda-Kenya Trade Week. This actually offers a platform for business to trade, to sell, and to network. Networking is important. And also attracting government, private sector, and development agencies. So book your flights.
Book your flights, go.
Book your flights, go there for that trade week at Kigali Paramount Hotel. We're going to take a break, maybe. Let's first
before we do that, there's one on my end here says why Ruto loyalists fear a Gachagua-led government.
Wow.
I know. It says that President William Ruto's administration is increasingly rattled by the resurgence of his former Deputy Minister Rigathi Gachagua. His growing alliances and political combativeness have sparked fears of a formidable opposition ahead of the 2027 general election. Honestly, it really it shouldn't invoke any fears, because in any democratic country, there is always an opposition party.
Yeah, true to that.
Yeah, so
And
if
now it seems Gachagua
is the opposition, yeah,
it's no longer
which is okay. If Gachagua wants to lead the opposition party, it's alright. Yeah,
he's the one sitting on the position.
yes.
So people have the fear of a Gachagua-led government.
Well, you know, it can be actually how do I say it, frightful, because we do not know these people anymore. We as a nation, we are losing trust in these politicians, because when President Ruto back in 2022 was rallying for his elections,
For votes.
yeah, for the votes, people believed him. He was doing all these, all these things where he's able to gain trust. Yeah,
during campaigns, it's like campaigning to get your,
yeah.
So
As much as you're trying to get our trust, it's also a good thing to maintain the
to
trust.
make sure you fit the job.
Yeah, so
This is what you're supposed to give at this time, and that you just keep the word. So, but mostly I've seen that they're saying that mostly Ruto loyalists, those are people
yeah,
that
the support,
President
yeah.
Ruto, the fear the Gachagua-led government.
Well, let's see, and let's wait and see how it's gonna be.
Gachagua has been making headlines for a while.
Forward, yeah. We
Become a hot topic.
yeah. Well,
when
let's
you enter
see.
somewhere, you just let's
He has actually followers, so
yeah, he has many of them actually. So when we start talking about Gachagua, we'll talk.
yeah, we will.
We will.
Well, let's go for a short commercial break, and then we'll be back. We're finishing up with the newspaper review.
Yeah, don't go far.
Looking for a trusted supplier for all your household hardware needs? Look no further than Competitive Hardware Limited. We provide top quality building materials including cement, all types of iron sheets, paints, PPR and PVC pipes, electric pipes, building grills, BRC and square till in various sizes. Need interior and finishing materials? We've got you covered with gypsum, gypsum rails, marine boards, ceiling boards and tanks of all sizes. For fencing, we stock barbed wire, chain link and wire mesh. And the best part, we offer free countrywide delivery with our fleet of transit trucks and pickups. Your order arrives on time, every time. Visit us in Kitengela along Namanga Highway, opposite 411 stage, or at our branches in Kitisuru and Busia. For enquiries, call us on 020-26 88888 or 0733 66 6632 or 0721 92 3248. Competitive Hardware Limited, your reliable hardware supplier. Right Company, in collaboration with Competitive Manpower, is urgently hiring for the following exciting roles: Grade 1 mechanics, panel beaters, refrigeration technicians, lead mechanics, diesel plant mechanics, welders and stainless steel welders. Why apply? This is a free recruitment with no application or placement fees required. Contact us today on 0721 506627 or 0733 392180. You can also visit us at Waterseas Plaza, Kikorok Road. Alternatively, you can send an email to info@competitivemanpower.com. Apply now. Limited slots available. Competitive Manpower International Limited is recruiting delivery riders in the United Arab Emirates. If you have a passion for the road and a desire to work in a fast-paced environment, then this is your chance. Don't wait. Send your applications to competitivemanpower@gmail.com. Want to apply in person? Visit our offices at Kiko Road behind the Casa Hotel, KCB River Road, Nairobi. For more details, call us now on 0721 506627 or 0733 392180. Act. First opportunities are limited. Secure your spot today and start your journey as a delivery rider in the United Arab Emirates.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast with Holly and Tracy. So we are doing a newspaper review, and let's pick up where we left off. So I see here that medics lose court bid to stop shift deductions over double taxation concerns. So let me just get a little bit of context on that. The High Court in Nairobi has declined a request by 4 medics to protect workers from what they termed double taxation through mandatory contributions to social health insurance funds. This even as the judge observed that the 2.7% monthly deduction from workers' gross salaries after the payment of income tax amounted to double taxation. So yeah, these workers were trying to stop the double taxation they're getting from the shift, which honestly, I really, it's within their right to want to not get double taxed. Already you're getting taxed the first time for the shift, and then you're taxing me a second time. That can be really concerning. Yeah, so I do get where they're coming from. And since there've been an on and off issue with this shift, you feel that the mandatory taxation, which as Kenyans we all face the mandatory taxation from shift, you don't, or rather most Kenyans don't really want to rely on shift. You might go and find
they're being a little bit skeptical
with it, so that you find it that maybe they're considering other insurances. Exactly. So unfortunately for these 4 medics, the court has denied their request. Yeah, that is sad.
How the percentage, the tax?
It's 2.75%. Yeah, so twice, 2.75% twice. Yeah, which is sad. On the same note, it shows that civil servants pay for healthcare they can't access. The same thing that we are talking about. Medical Services PS say that over 44,000 employers are yet to comply with the SHA payment requirements. So they are paying for this insurance. However, they're not able to access the insurance, which,
if you're paying for something, you definitely want it to come
to work.
Definitely, this is the time when you need it most, because you're going to the hospital. This is stuff to do with health.
It needs to work.
It's really critical, so it has to work. I can't be investing in something, and when I need it the most, I can't access it. That is like there's nothing.
It's very inconveniencing. Yeah,
that is inconveniencing, because you find that I'm very, very sick. I don't
an emergency.
It's an emergency. I don't have the funds to support me. I've been paying, investing in SHA, and it's not coming through for me.
It can be really concerning. It shows here, in response to mounting frustration, SHA Chief Executive Officer Mercy Mwangangi announced yesterday that officials will begin visiting non-compliant employers directly to enforce payment compliance. So they're saying some people are yet to comply with the SHA requirements.
Because I think there's something required at first. Is it? I don't know if it's 4 months you're paying prior. I'm not sure about that, but there's something you're paying before. There's an amount you're supposed to pay before now you start paying monthly, because it's something you're giving monthly. So
this SHA has been having an on-off issue with throughout the year, and we are hoping that it's just going to get fixed soon, so that anybody who wants to access the insurance during an emergency or when you're sick,
be able to access.
Exactly.
Oh, I have quite a headline here. So CS in legal tussle with estranged lover. Well, a cabinet secretary is embroiled in a legal tussle with his estranged lover over the naming of their 2-year-old child, payment of upkeep, and demands for relocation to a Western country such as the United States or one in Europe. Right? This is dealing with head flow issues. Okay, so at the heart of court dispute is also a claim that the woman's parents demanded cows from the CS as compensation for impregnating their daughter. A demand the minister has strongly resisted. The embattled CS, whose name is withheld, they're not giving us the name, they don't want us to know.
It's okay.
Have decided so the name has not been given, it has been withheld. Let's see a little bit on that. So the embattled CS, the identity of the child is the identity of the child also.
For privacy reasons.
So they are seeking intervention of at the Children's Court in Milimani, Nairobi, citing continued phone harassment and alleged extortion by the woman, identified in court papers as Miss FMM. She currently lives and works in Dubai.
Well, here on the health section, I see hunger crisis in hospital wards, where how public hospitals in our country are starving patients of essential nutrition. That is actually really, really terrible. Just to say,
they're starving. Okay, they don't have enough. Why?
Let's see. It says here that Cecile Nyambura, a patient, lies weak in her hospital bed, not from illness but from hunger. The breakfast porridge, watery and sweetened, has left her feeling dizzy. So it's 1 week after undergoing surgery in one of Kenya's leading referral public hospitals. Her protein levels have dropped. The nurse shouts, "Eat up," but the tasteless porridge sticks to Cecile's lips like a paste. So, it doesn't seem that they don't have food, because here Cecile says, "We are given the same food daily. This is not one of the nutrition varied porridges one might prepare at home, but institutional porridge, lukewarm and watery, just to fill the stomach." So,
really
it's concerning when you go to a hospital and you've undergone surgery.
You really need to get your strength back.
So that you're able to heal.
Food.
This is
really concerning.
It says, Cecile continues saying, ugali and cabbage once in a while, and ugali and meat, and it's either 2 or 3 pieces. Other times it's rice and beans. But food from the outside is not allowed. So they're not allowed to get food from the visitors.
Giving food. What is that?
That is really concerning.
If they're not in a position to actually give food, the balanced diet that is required to get for the patients to get the nutrients they need and all that, they should then allow food from
if you're coming to visit.
If they're not in a position to actually provide. Why put a restriction that the food can't come in and you're not providing enough for the patients?
And since these are public hospitals, the leaders of the nation should look into this, because
that's an issue.
These hospitals, they receive funds from the government, so they need to continue. So that the patients. That is really sad, actually. Imagine Cecile's, how she is. You've undergone a surgery and you don't have food. That can be very, very concerning. Yeah, what do you have on your end?
Well, business. This is the business daily. Let's look into some business. So the state eyes extra 129 billion debt for housing projects. So the government plans to raise 129 billion through the Nairobi Security Exchange using Sukuk bonds and real estate investment trust to expand the affordable housing program. This is a dispute. This is despite a substantial part of the taxes collected from affordable housing levy lying unabsorbed, with the government parking the funds in treasury bills to earn interest. Wow, okay. So they're saying the state is taking up 129 billion debt for the housing projects, which, yes, I've seen recently. So President William Ruto opening the place for Mukuru. The Mukuru. So partly, yes, it's helping some people. But I don't know if they're actually paying. Do we pay for these houses, or is it free?
It's they do pay, but at a discounted rate, like at a lower rate than normal. Yes.
So they're taking up this 129 billion, but there's a dispute because apparently there's some money and funds in the treasury bills. So they're putting money in the treasury bills, but they're not. But they're going ahead to take a debt.
Yeah.
So they, according to what some people are saying, probably they would have used this instead of going for the 129 billion debt, because this is also a debt to us.
It is
going to be the ones
to pay the debt
and all that.
Feels like we've been paying debts for the longest time.
For the longest time. So state health, social protection, sports burst budget by 9 billion. Let's see what we have. Do you have anything there? Oh, that's sports.
Yeah. Could finishing up on business and then
let me
go to
read something. High cost of animal feeds a hindrance to food security. So animal feeds are going on for a
higher cost.
Yeah. As you can see here, Kenya's per capita consumption of meat stands at 1.7 kilograms, which is extremely low compared to the global recommended 12 kilograms. Equally, by global standards, the per capita consumption of eggs is 180 per person. Okay? Locally, we consume on average just above 30 eggs per person annually. 30 eggs per person annually.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sure there's some with
more than 30, yeah.
30, yeah, okay.
But on the cost of animal feed, it's actually affecting, especially with farmers who are, they're rearing cows and goats, and some of them, they do get milk from the animals. So these animals, as much as they're eating, the natural food, the grass and the hay and everything, they need these animal feed to be able to. It's like, how do I put it? It's like a human body in a mother. Whenever the mother has given birth or is they need to eat food so that they're able to generate and generate good milk for the child.
For the baby.
It's the same. It's about the same thing for an animal. So they need these animal feeds so that they're able to generate good milk. And for the animals that are reared for meat, these feeds are also giving them the right nutrients for the meat.
So the question then begs, why is Kenya lagging behind other jurisdictions, compromising our nutrition requirements? Well, a key reason for this reality is the fact that these products are costly and inaccessible to many consumers. Okay, you can read something on the sports.
Okay, so here it shows Rapogi Seal Migori Football are going to represent Migori County in the Lake Region terms, 2 games in Kisumu next month. So the Rapogi's football team it's a football team from a school, St. Joseph's School in Migori, and they will represent the Lake Region in Kisumu next month.
Okay.
So Rapogi beat Kugisingi 1-0 in an entertaining final at Awendo Green Stadium Saturday with a goal from a striker, Don Okoth, to qualify. This is really good. These are students. So, being these, like we mentioned yesterday, CBC is actually undertaking a lot of skills and talents.
So activities.
When you see something like this, students going for competitions and they win, it really boosts their they get motivated to continue doing that. And this way, maybe in future you may find that among these students, some of them have maybe been signed by good football teams, which can be really nice. And shows here another one on golf, that players reap big from solid performances. Let me just get a context on that.
Okay.
It says golfers from East Africa have made significant strides in ranking after performing well in the recently concluded Sunshine Development Tour East Africa Swing Tournaments held in Thika and Ruiru, where they collected key points. This is nice. well, golf is a really complicated game, but it's really nice that there's people who know what they're doing and who are actually winning from this. It really gives somebody, you know, a lot of courage and a lot. It makes you feel proud.
True.
To see that your fellow Kenyans are doing that.
Yeah, true. Okay, still on sports. The Scarlet coach Odemba says the youth hold key for Africa Cup. Well, Harambee Starlets coach Beldine Odemba believes that young driven players can play a pivotal role in Kenya's qualification for the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations. You know, these are ladies who are actually playing, as they are hungry for success. So Coach Odemba's comments follow Kenya's second place finish at the 2025 CESA Senior Women's Championship in Dar es Salaam, where they secured 9 points from 3 matches to finish 3 points behind champions Tanzania. So these are young ladies who are actually doing something big, you know.
Which is really nice.
Which is really nice. In as much as we have ladies, women in businesses, we have women doing this. We are also having women in the field,
in the sports,
and they're actually carrying the cup. So all the best to the starlets, Harambee Starlets.
Yes.
So big leap of faith. This is inside Kipyegon's Momental Breaking 4 project in Paris. So Olympics 1,500 meters champion Faith Kipyegon must strike a consistent pace of 59.75 seconds in each 400 meter lap of the mile. If she succeeded in running the mile in less than 4 minutes in Nike Breaking 4 project, or she succeeded actually in the Nike Breaking 4 project on Thursday in Paris. Kipyegon has really been doing it.
The nation is proud of Kipyegon. I remember watching the Olympics and people just like, you know, cheering her on. It's really nice. We're really proud of her.
She's a young lady, just young. She's not that old. So the Olympics 1,500 meter champion will attempt to be the first woman to run a historical sub 4 minute mile on Thursday. It's actually on Thursday.
Well, stay tuned for that. Hope we'll be there to support Faith. Wrapping up, we're going to international, just a little bit of international sports. Shows that Thunder Cup incredible season, beating Pacers to win NBA finals. There have been NBA matches ongoing. So it says the Oklahoma City Thunder capped an extraordinary season by defeating the Indiana Pacers 103-91 in a game in Game 7 of the NBA Finals on Sunday to win the franchise's first title since relocating from Seattle in 2008. This is actually really NBA has been there for a while, people are really invested in it. It's like FIFA or you know, like the Champions League. So people are usually invested in such sports. And congratulations to the Thunder Cup for taking the cup home.
Congratulations from us.
Yes.
So that marks the end. It's a wrap up for today for the morning show. We hope you will tune in tomorrow, same time,
same place.
So thank you so much. That was our morning show with me, Tracy Wamboi,
and me, Holly Wamboi. Thank you for joining us.
Looking for a trusted supplier for all your household hardware needs? Look no further